Dr. Greer, let me ask you a question. It looks like we have a potential of a new president coming into office in November/January. Well, what's the possibility that Trump comes in and, calls you up and says, we want to get to the bottom of this. We want to expose all of this. First of all, how much power does he have to do that? I've heard you talk before about how Trump and Pence were given some disinformation about the process when they were in power, and then maybe relate that back to these people in Congress that are currently blocking the setup of this subcommittee.
Yes, it's a very important question. The likelihood is 99%. Okay, because many people on both presidential candidates' teams are working with me at a very high level. But in terms of the former president, it's a 50-50 coin toss, as you know, in any of these elections lately. But yes, we do know, because of some close friends of Mr. Pence and Trump, that they were approached by people who provided a false flag level of disinformation to them. Now, they provided some information that was legitimate. And the best disinformation is always coded. It's like a poison pill. It tastes sweet on the outside. On the inside, it's poison. And, if you're a real estate developer or a former governor of Indiana or a former senator like Mr. Obama or Mr. Biden, you're not going to know what's in these illegally run black projects. And it's very easy to gaslight them and deceive them. So what we try to do is to be a counterbalance to that, because we're non-governmental and we're nonpartisan. And so our only interest is getting the truth to the people, the general public, but also to these leaders who have been deceived for, all the way back to the Eisenhower term. Now, in the case of Mr. Trump, we know for a fact that he was, unfortunately, really provided some virulent disinformation, particularly about the threat proposed by the extraterrestrials, which is a false flag from start to finish. I mean, any common sense scientist would know civilizations that advance, if in fact they were hostile, it would have been all over in 1945 when we detonated the first atomic weapon. And that, by the way, sent out an electromagnetic pulse that had attached to it a scalar signal that rips the fabric of trans-dimensional space-time for communication and travel. That's why the ET showed up in such large numbers, because it's actually disruptive to that level of physics, which we can talk about if it may be not appropriate for your audience. But what I'm saying is, these presidents are sitting ducks, or in the very tightly compartmented world of special access projects and top secret special compartment information. Who are they going to turn to? Well, it's the foxes in the hen house who would know about this, and they're going to provide almost always, they'll either deny access altogether, like they did to Clinton and Carter and some others, or they're going to gaslight them the way they did President Reagan and Trump. So this is a fundamental problem that I've known about since 1993, when I briefed the director of the CIA for Bill Clinton, and realized that he wasn't joking when he said, I don't have access to these projects, and neither does the president. And I found out more recently from a source who signed a letter, a statement, testimony to this, that Clinton was also threatened for looking into this by George H.W. Bush. And so, who, by the way, was a member of this group, organized to keep this secret. And so I think, what I try to do very honestly in the time I have with figures like this, whether it's a senator or congressman or whoever, is to do an executive briefing, but then put together a package. Like if you go to my place in DC, you'll see the black books for President Obama and Trump and some of the past presidents sitting there because they're out of office. And that's been provided to them. But it's the tip of a big iceberg. And the subject, to be honest with you, Brian, is so complex and Byzantine that it takes a lot to get through all the noise to get to the sound, because there's, I would say, for every bit of information that's out there, there are 10 parts of disinformation. And so that's a very difficult thing to sift through. And if you're new to this, which all these members of Congress are, you're at a huge disadvantage. So what I try to be is sort of a guide or a Sherpa through the wilderness for these folks who often are desperate to know what the truth is. But in the case of Trump, he was gaslit because they wanted to stand up to Space Force. They presented it as a threat. I know Pence, members of his close inner circle of friends are on my team, and they told me what he was briefed on and told, and they knew he was being gaslit. But that can lead to huge policy mistakes, up to and including targeting and destroying extraterrestrial assets. Now, this is an existential threat to world peace. So, and yet it isn't like there's some vast conspiracy of people. Most of the time, someone like President Reagan or Mr. Trump or whoever, they're just acting on the best intelligence they can get. And so I think it behooves the public, all of us, to try to gather the truth and put it in front of them. So that's what this archive does, actually. Now, one thing that's going to be added that I've already done, but it hasn't been transcribed, are what I call the intelligence assessments for each of the 13 categories of the archive, where I connect all the dots and do the overall assessment. Because information is not knowledge and knowledge isn't wisdom. So what we're working on is what would be the knowledge and the wisdom, and connecting the dots from an intelligence point of view of how each case is connected, how these compartment operations have evolved, where they exist, where does the money come from. You can't get that from a document. You can get it from some of the top secret witness testimony, but what I tried to do is synthesize that intelligence. I kind of hold it in my head and then connect all these millions of dots into an assessment. And that is the hardest thing to do, frankly. And that's we're working on that right now. It is not in the archive yet, because it was based on, I didn't have time to write it all out. And I, of course, had been injured. So I did a presentation to a group of people beginning last summer, before I was injured, with some of the special forces guys, the Green Berets, and others supporting our effort. But then I did another event for a whole week. Those are being rewritten, and it's going to be astonishing what's in there, because they will provide hot links from my presentation to all the different, terabytes of data in this archive that'll connect those dots for people. And that's really what people are going to benefit most from, particularly if you're a lawmaker or someone in government.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. The greedy bankers are about to do it again. In 2008, they crashed our financial system and nearly bankrupted the entire global economy. Then they received trillions of dollars in government bailouts. And after, they demanded fat bonuses paid for by you, the taxpayer.
It turns out the banks haven't just been screwing the American taxpayers, they're also screwing over their investors. Turns out the banking industry is the worst place you could put your money, despite enormous taxpayer bailouts.
Now the bankers are back to take away your financial freedom. They lie and tell you that cryptocurrency isn't safe. They try to make it illegal for you to choose how to invest your hard-earned money. They lie and say cryptocurrency is used by money launderers and criminals. But look at the record. It's the banks themselves that launder hundreds of billions of dollars every year to the biggest criminal operations in the world.
Leaked documents have revealed how some UK banks have helped criminals, money launderers and Russians under sanctions.
American authorities discovered that the Sinaloa cartel moved $881 million through HSBC accounts as bank officials turned a blind eye to the illegality.
The bankers lie and say cryptocurrency is not a real investment. Meanwhile, the smartest CEOs in the world are buying billions and billions of it. The truth is that banks lie about cryptocurrency because it makes them scared. The banks take $9 trillion per year of your hard-earned money, and they are worried that they will finally be exposed. They're scared because crypto means they can no longer control your money, which means they can no longer control you. They are scared because you might actually understand your money and intelligently decide what to do with it. Now is the time for us to come together, fight back, and take control. It's time to educate ourselves, our families, and our communities. Because financial education means financial freedom. We know that cryptocurrencies will help us build the new decentralized financial system of the future. A banking system that is of the people, by the people, and for the people. A banking system where access to finance is a fundamental human right. A banking system that is free and fair and welcomes all humans on this earth. The DeFi revolution is happening. We, the people, can no longer be fooled. We choose to take control of our finances. We choose to take control of our freedom. We choose to take control of our future. Join us, and let's take back our financial freedom forever.